Welcome to Pageants and Tangents, the cipher is live. I'm Adrian, the founder, keeping this asylum in drive. Next up is Haley, dancer with the crown. Harvard journalism student, the most sensible in town. Then we got Peyton, Miss Georgia Vol with the art. Speed painting, chicken lover, she's the emotional heart. Finally Morgan, waist snatcher, training the best. Mama Morgan off the rails, putting the crew to the test.
Guys, welcome back to Pageants and Tangents, episode 8, where we occasionally talk about pageants. Everyone who's jumped live on Instagram, if you have any questions, put them below. We're going to be talking about our pageant goats today. Now, if those of you who don't know, I'm not talking about the... Swear that's not why I did it. So for those of you who don't know, goats is a term, or goat is a term that means greatest of all time. It's something that cropped up a lot in tennis because I'm a tennis coach, and there was the argument between Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, if you don't know, or Serena Williams, if you're on that side. And there was this little kid in an interview who asked Roger Federer, I think it was like 8 years old, he said, "Why do they say that you're a goat?" Because he didn't know what a goat, he didn't know what the goat conversation was. But we're going to be talking about our pageant goats, the greatest of all time. So if you have any suggestions, I did put up an Instagram post, I think, couple of weeks ago about who your pageant goats were. I got some really interesting, probably before my time, like back in the 1980s, 1990s, and some people mentioned directors as well, which is absolutely fine. So anyone in the pageant industry who you think deserves the moniker of GOAT, greatest of all time. Before we get to that discussion, we'll go around the room and get these busy and lovely people to catch us up with how their week has gone. So Haley, you're up first. How's your week been?
It was good. I'm moving in silence a little bit right now, so there's a lot of updates, and this week was really productive for me, but there are things that I can't talk about. Aside from the stuff I can't tell you, I was doing essays for school. I'm on spring break this week, which is nice. And yeah, that's about it. Getting ready for Easter.
Did you do that? Was it that 20-page essay?
I'm starting it. It's in progress.
Is Gianna helping you with it?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. We had this discussion last week about how much I hate essay writing, so I'll leave you alone on that one. Spring break already. Okay. Oh, you guys are going into spring. I'm going into autumn. So I'm very, very sad because things are getting darker and colder over here, and everyone else everyone in the Northern Hemisphere assumes everyone is in the Northern Hemisphere. So people are like posting about spring and it's getting sunny, and that just makes everything worse. So cry a tear for me. So Morgan, how has your week been?
Oh, we just moved, so I am video chatting you guys from the new house. I'm tired. We've been going, and yeah, shout out to our movers, because I like to think I'm like that dude in the gym. Like I'm like, lift. But then when it comes time to like lift heavy things while you're moving, I'm like, I'm just a girl. I can't do it. So shout out to the movers because they were iconic, and we're trying to get the new house organized, and I've got a pretty dope giveaway going on. So trying to not be too anal type A of like continuously going through and making the list of who's entering, because it makes me itchy if I don't. So my Excel spreadsheet is a little chaotic, but we've got it all organized. And outside of that, we keep getting USA dates and locking these babies in for Miss Volunteer. We just wrapped up teen, so now it's time for the misses to dive in. Yeah.
And we'll get Morgan to go more into her amazing giveaway before we get into our GOAT discussion. I recently had a couple of, we bought a new fridge. The old one went bust, and it's a little bit shorter than me, 3 times as wide and really heavy. And we had these 2 people come in to bring it in. And, you know, we talk about being swole, right? Being huge, but then there's functional fitness. And those 2, they were able to move the fridge in seamlessly and remove the old one in between a whole bunch of antique cupboards. And the way they communicated and moved this thing, I don't know how you need to be so strong.
Okay, because like, tell me why. I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to be judgmental. I don't want to be a sizist. But when I saw these men who came to move, they're like my size. And I'm like, I'm not feeling too confident right now. But the way they were lifting some of the heaviest items, we've
Yeah,
got a dresser that's like 300 pounds, and they made it look like child's play. And
yeah.
my husband's, he's a tall dude. He's 6'4". Like,
Mm.
he's not a string bean guy. Like, he's a man. He's a man. And he and I looked at each other and we were both just like, crap. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
they eat or what pre-workout they take, but like, they just
I,
made it look
I
easy.
I would almost bet they don't even have to work out. Have you guys? I don't know if you've seen on TikTok or something. There's this guy called Anatoly, and he goes around in gyms dressed as a janitor in this bright
Yeah.
orange jumpsuit,
I
and he
love
doesn't.
him.
Right, and he's this tiny bearded man. I mean, you can't tell what's under the jumpsuit, but he's short. And there's these huge, swole gym bros, and he go up to them. Oh, can I join you? And he's doing this accent, and they go and they laugh at him because he looks tiny. But then he gives them his mop, and his mop is like weighted with like I think 20 or 40 pounds, and they go to lift his mop and they drop it on the floor, and then he lifts whatever they do, and they do it. He does it really quickly and effortlessly, and you just see their face. Because I think there's a difference between like functional fitness and then training just by lifting weights. I mean, obviously, otherwise I would have fallen over dead.
It's wild. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I mean, these people lifted a probably 100 kilo or more fridge into the back of a truck. And
Put it in
it's just
pounds, Adrian. This is America.
220. America. Okay. I'm doing my best, all right? Trying to work out you guys saying I love you at the end of every call. I'm doing my best, okay? Very stressful. All right. So we'll get Morgan to go over the details of her amazing giveaway before we get into our GOAT discussion. But before we do that, we've got to get Miss Peyton to catch us up, who wasn't here last week. We missed you, but she was on her way back from MTVA, where they crowned someone who looks like she might have been taller than me, but I don't know. Well, catch us up, Peyton. How was the whole week?
It was amazing and exactly what I wanted it to be. Getting to see that stage for the first time in person was definitely an experience and did nothing but motivate me, even more than I already am. So I would like to say I'm recovering from Miss Teen Volunteer America Week, because it's not like it's relaxing for the Miss contestants either. We're not doing as much, but we still had a completely full schedule during that time. But it has been all gas, no breaks at all over here. I also started a new job the day after coming back from Miss Teen Volunteer America.
How is it?
Oh, it's great. It's been wonderful. Everybody's super nice. I'm adjusting really well. The early 4:45 a.m. wake up is not even as bad as I thought it was going to be. And there's an hour and a half, hour and 15 drive every single morning to get there. But knock on wood, has been super smooth. And like I said, everyone's just been really welcoming. It's been a pretty smooth transition too. So I'm very happy with that. On top of that, paperwork is due today. Headshots were due today. I just posted my official headshot for Miss Volunteer America. So yeah, go check that one out, like, comment, all of the things. Very proud of that one. That one is by Matt and Meredith Boyd, who are Georgia locals and been a part of my team for a very long time. So this is a little bittersweet because it's like my final headshot, my final turn in of a headshot. So no, it's been great, and working out 6 days a week now. And meal prepping, had my first walking lesson. So all of the things are coming together, all gas, no breaks. I did have Waffle House this morning though, so I would consider that healing.
Was that chili that was on?
Really? Yeah, scattered,
Okay.
covered, chunked, and topped. Sure was.
Okay. Because I saw it and I was like, I think that's chili on there. It's not
Chili.
giving breakfast.
Yeah. It's chili, cheese, cubed ham, and onions, I believe, on top of hash browns covered in ketchup with 2 sunny side up eggs was my breakfast this morning.
I never thought of chili as being a breakfast food, but I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into it, but I'm not into it.
Okay.
Also, animal print in the headshot, bold choice. We love to see it. We love to see it. I feel like this is the opposite of playing it safe.
Yeah.
This is
I
going
think
for
so
it.
too. It was a little nerve-wracking, to be honest, picking this one. There was a safer option, but
Nah.
Why? Full sin.
Nah.
no, there was a safer option, and something about this, I feel like for some people looked almost unapproachable. But to me, I see nothing but power in that picture of myself. And if I walk into Miss Volunteer America with nothing else, I hope that I walk in feeling powerful and confident in myself. And so I definitely wanted that to read.
It's giving her, which I'm here for.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of it. So I mean, it sticks out not only because of the color of your hair, but because of the outfit choice. It just doesn't look over, cliche pageant. And I think anytime you can stand out, you should take that opportunity to stand out. I'm a big fan of making the bold choice. So,
That was a good move. It was a good move. Very pleased.
Agree. And I'm sure you're motivated now, but it's not like you weren't motivated before Peyton. So it's just giving you, how many more days is it now? Is it 97 until
97
Jackson?
until finals night. So I think we're right at 93, 92 until arrival. Yeah.
I need to switch typically when I get closer to comp with my girls, I switch it for some, not everyone, because some people I think it stresses them out, but I'll switch it to like countdown style where it's like, tomorrow's 3/16. So if we're 90 days out, then tomorrow's going to be like 3/16, 90 days. And then telling you we're hitting like lower in treadmill, like whatever. I need to switch my girls to a countdown now. Like we're in this.
We're in it. It's here. It's coming.
Seeing the stage every year for my misses, when y'all go to teen, you see the stage, and I swear every single miss comes back and they're like pedal to the metal, like I'm gonna put my foot on the gas and I'm not lifting until I see God or the checkered flag, like one or the other.
and this is Lightning McQueen over here. Okay, that's
Lightning McQueen.
That's my spirit animal this whole time. The red Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow.
Wait, you need someone needs to make you like a Lightning McQueen poster to hold up from the audience.
Ka-chow.
That would be. Can we cut out the face of Lightning McQueen from the windshield and glue Peyton into it?
Yes, I can do that. I can put it on a shirt or hoodie if you want, or a blanket, Peyton. I know you wanted to take a blanket over there. So if you want that on a blanket, and you can put the names of your supporters there as well, because I know all of you are doing the pageant, the pages, like the ad pages. I still don't understand. Someone will have to explain that to me at some point. But you can put all the names of all your ad page people there as well, and they can hold it up and wave it around and embarrass you when you're on stage.
Somebody needs a checkered flag for finals night.
All right, well, we're going to get into our GOAT discussion, and just a reminder, that is greatest of all time, not the animal goat. Peyton, do you have any goats?
No, they passed away about 2 years ago. They were very, very, very old goats, though.
Okay.
Yeah. How long do goats live?
These, when did they get them? We got them, was I 13?
Oh.
So they were like 12.
Okay. That's solid.
Yeah. Pretty old.
All right.
I really want to do a goat scream so bad, but I'm not going to do it on live. I refuse to embarrass myself, but y'all don't know how bad I'm over here trying not to do the goat scream.
Can I just ask, because I was watching Thor Love and Thunder, and it's a horrific movie, but they had the screaming goats. Is that where the screaming goat thing came from, or am I missing something and the screaming goat has always been a meme and I've just been living under a rock?
I think it was a TikTok thing. It's like a TikTok thing.
I think it is a meme.
It's so funny. When they combine it with the Taylor Swift song, it's like, now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground. And then it's like, instead of her screaming, oh, it's the goat. I think it's so funny. I can't.
Well, Morgan, do you want to get it out of your system and try a goat scream? Because I think you want to.
I'm not going to embarrass myself like that on social
really?
media. Like,
I would do it without a second thought.
Restraint. That's the first time for everything. You really are tired if you were showing restraint.
I'm so tired. I love goats, though. I think they're hilarious, but I also think they're the creepiest things. They have like Satan's eyes. Like they're their pupils are square, they look evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you don't know how many times I've thought since we got on this call. I'm like, what if I just goat screamed as hard as I could, like really fast, just out of nowhere? But I'm not. I'm sorry, Instagram. Y'all can't see that.
Well, we're only 15 minutes in. I'm calling it. We'll hear at least one before. I mean, you're wearing a goat cap. I mean, so come on. It's just like, it would be perfect. All right. Before we hear Morgan do her goat scream, Morgan, you want to talk? I'll bring the video up, guys. It's going to be muted only because if we can't use music, we get copyright things. So I'll play the video, and Morgan can walk you through what she's giving away, and also maybe some of the T's and C's, the terms and conditions, because I think some of you may have just gone a bit crazy about it. But Morgan, over to you.
Oh, am I talking while I'm showing it?
You'll have to talk.
Oh, okay, cool. Hi.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm doing a giveaway, and one of my clients is going to win 6 months of free coaching, but that's the caveat that I think most people are not realizing is I am giving 6 months of free coaching away to one of my active clients. Hence, one client becomes one winner. Yeah. So, to my active clients or to someone who wants to become an active client, you just like the post, follow my page. Y'all are already doing that. Comment, nominate a girlfriend or someone that you think deserves to win. You can nominate yourself. I mean, you're worthy of winning it. And then, yeah, you're entered, and that's it. Share it to your story. Get the word out. Let these humans know. But I'm giving one of my awesome clients 6 months of free coaching. I just feel like I wanted to do a giveaway for Women's History Month anyways, but I feel like my clients are the ones who've had my back, and they've supported me so much in my journey and this being my job. So I'm like, let me give back to the humans who give to me. So yeah, go enter. You might win.
When what's the deadline? What's the timeline?
Deadline 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. March 31st. I'm picking the winner on April 1st. It will not be an April Fool's joke. I will pick a winner. There will be a winner. Somebody's going to get 6 months of free coaching, and I'm probably going to do one of them little online thingies where I put in the name and it does the spin and it pops up so I can screen record it and post it so everybody can see. But yeah, go enter and become a client. If you're not a client, we can be fitness besties. I won't traumatize you.
Perfect. All right, and guys, if you're not clear, you don't know what Morgan's Instagram handle. It's right under her face at Morgan Bonafide. Do you want to tell the lovely people why Bonafide? I know. I don't know if they know.
Because I stole it. Well, it's a real word. It's not my last name. I had a friend who thought it was my last name, Layla. It's a real word, but it's because I'm obsessed with Walton Goggins, and his Instagram handle was Walton Goggins Bonafide, and I was like, I'm gonna borrow that real quick, and then I never gave it back. It'll never say Morgan Fitness. It'll always say Morgan Bonafide.
I can't believe I thought that was actually your surname. I mean, be a cool surname, but
it would be. I don't think it's gonna ever be cooler than my first and last name being tit for tat, but it would be pretty cool. But anyways, go enter. Adrian, become a client. You can potentially win too. Who knows?
Yeah, I have been thinking about it, but I have been thinking about it because everyone else is getting in shape, and I'm just over here. Maybe
you're heading into winter. It's time for you to do a dirty bulk. Like, you're going out of summer attire. Winter is dirty bulk.
No. I've been doing a dirty bulk ever since COVID hit. I seriously need to dirty bulking. It's like getting fat is not bulking. There's a big difference between bulking and just eating pizza like it's going out of fashion. And so I see you do the reel like this and everyone's like ripped, and I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Honestly, same though. If I'm being so honest with you, I'm like seeing all of my girls get shredded, and I'm like, all right, I'm in prep season now too, because like these baddies are doing it. I'm always on, but now I'm like, I'm on.
Yeah.
Me and Peyton are racing to the finish line.
Ka-chow.
Okay. All right. Well, let's open up our GOAT discussion. Final reminder, this is greatest of all time, not the animal. Morgan, are you going to do our scream? No? Okay. Having a tactical sip from her coffee cup. We'll get there. We'll open up to Haley first, who's being very well behaved, as usual, in the top right. Haley, who would you nominate as a pageant goat? And it could be a director, it could be a title holder, it could be a coach, it could be a trainer. Who have you got?
If you are a pageant competitor or a title holder and you have not heard of Deshauna Barber, I highly recommend you go look her up. I believe she was the first active duty soldier to win Miss USA, and now she's a motivational speaker. So if you're prepping for interview and you just want some examples, she's a really great motivator and a really great example.
Do you know, because we had a chat with your mum after our episode last week, do you know who your mum would pick?
I don't know who she would pick. Actually, I do. I do know who she would pick. She would pick me.
She might be slightly biased, I feel.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think she would pick me.
That's valid.
Haley's mum, feel free to comment. I can see that she's watching, so feel free to comment. I think she actually said that she commented under my post because I put a Pageant Go post up and she commented your name underneath.
That makes sense.
I was also going to say Deshauna Barber for a couple of reasons. One is that woman can talk. She can speak. I think she's a great role model for public speaking. And I'm not just saying, oh, she's good for a pageant queen. Right. I think she's good, period. And also the story that she tells. How many times, Haley, did she compete before she won?
I think 7. She competed for Miss District of Columbia, USA many times before she won.
Yeah, she tells the story, and this is a clip that I've seen many, many times of, I think she was basically discovered while she was working. It might have been in Target. And this scout said you could win Miss USA one day. And Deshauna thought this woman was crazy, but agreed to meet her up with coffee. And then this woman turned up with a whole stack of books. I wonder what books they were. Anyway, turned up with a whole stack of books and said, read this. And then I might be butchering the story. Haley, maybe you can correct me, but I think she tried 4, 5, 6 times and never won. And she asked this scout, I thought you said that I could win. And then I think that person passed away.
Yes.
And then I think the year after that, she won.
Yes.
Am I getting the story right? Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So it's an amazing story.
My mom goes, she is correct. So I was correct. I'm her pageant goat. And she also nominated Tom Brodeur, which we love Tom. Tom's the best.
Yes, 100%. I wonder with Deshauna, because here's the thing. You go, you compete, you don't win. You go back, you compete, you don't win. I would be really interested to hear her talk about what she was changing or not changing every year. Because who is it? There was someone, I don't know. But someone was like, doing the same thing over and over with the same results is the definition of insanity, which I feel like people could try to use in a derogatory way towards pageant women because you keep going back, you keep not winning. But to me, it's not insanity. It's just not giving up on your dreams. But I'm like, what did you change, girl? Like, what were you switching up? Were you changing coaches? Were you changing, mindset, training, methodology, outfits? What was switching up in between every year until the year that you got it? That would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I think it was Einstein who said that. The definition of insanity is to repeat the same thing over and over with a different result. I'd be willing to bet, hello, huge panda bear.
Sorry, he was going to crawl up on my computer. I didn't want him to do it.
Everyone's got their cats. My cat's over there. I feel like I should pick him up. My bet, Morgan, it would be mindset. Because from all my experience, and I don't know if this has been your experience or Peyton or Haley's experience, but when you first enter, you're not really sure about anything. And then, so you're in discovery. And then a little bit after that, you start thinking, I need to be like everyone else. And then you make that mistake. And then at a certain point, you give yourself permission to actually be your best version of yourself and be authentically you. And that's normally when the whole journey comes full circle. So I'd be willing to bet it would have been more of an internal journey because the physical is the physical, how you look, wearing a different dress. But I think a lot of the people I've spoken to, they've started from a place of thinking they weren't good enough, and then it's come full circle. So it would be my bet. But good pick. You stole my pick. So thank you for that, Haley. But that's a good way to start us off. And Tom was, we might be able to get, if you're watching and you want to come and join our crazy podcast, let us know. Or Deshauna, if you're watching.
We love
get a guest
Papa Tom.
and scare them off. Tom has been very busy, I will say.
Yeah.
What did he recently play? So the recent post I saw just, I think, 2 days ago, and he's getting a few of the legacy queens to come down for the 75th. And he's not just invited them, they're getting free accommodation, I think free breakfast and lunch and like a free car. And they're getting the whole VIP treatment. And everyone underneath is commenting, yes, this is how, you should treat your legacy queens. I was like, yeah. Weren't they treated that way before? I mean, obviously not. But this looks like this 75th is going to be a big shindig, as I like to say. So that's exciting.
It's gonna be incredible. You can tell though, like that man loves and adores these queens in a way that's like, it's just different. Like you can tell he genuinely cares about them and he wants them to have the best experience ever, and it's already shining through, and we're not even close to Miss USA yet. It's gonna be dope.
Well, Morgan, over to you. Who's your goat, and do your goat scream?
I mean,
what is that, Peyton?
peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Definitely my cat feeder. It's done, I swear.
What is that?
That's how I call them to get them to come eat. No, it's always something with me, dude. I literally am
peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. That was great. That was great.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next Miss Volunteer America, hiding in the bottom right corner, covering her face. You could not time that better. That reminds me when I was interviewing Haley, and then the fire alarm went off.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
I forgot it was going to do that.
So
That was incredible.
What is that? Is that this? What was it? I don't understand.
I don't know what it's from, but I think it's hilarious. Is when that little, I don't know.
Is it a button?
Oh no, that one has to scream. The other one doesn't scream. It just pours food into the bowl. It's not as fun. But you can program that one to yell at your cat if they're on the other end of the house. And so I have it programmed to say peanut butter jelly time. So that's eat for.
Honestly, I need to make that my alarm to wake up in the morning. I want that noise to play before breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Like, how exciting. Like, your cats are, Fat Cat came to Tokyo drifting around the corner and was like, yes!
That's why he was over here trying to get on the table and eat my sardines. Is because it was about peanut butter jelly time.
He was trying to eat your sardines because sardines are cat food. I'm not judging you.
Morgan.
It is an opinion. It's a solid one. Okay.
Eating straight sardines is pretty hardcore. But you do what you got to do. They're very good for you.
Bones and all, man. Bones and all. Like, you might as well just go catch little nematodes out of the pond and eat those.
I eat crawfish.
The worst smell I've ever smelled, before we go to Morgan for her goat noise, the worst smell I've ever smelled, I was dating this girl, and she wanted to learn how to cook. She had no talent in said area. And we had a slow cooker, which is like, that was equivalent 10 years ago of an air fryer now, where you can do everything in an air fryer. And she thought that, I'll put fish. She put tuna or salmon, I can't remember which one, in the slow cooker and left it on for a few hours. When we got back to the apartment, cat food just, it was the worst fishy smell that you've ever smelled. It's like when a cat eats fish food and then vomits it back up. It was a horrific smell.
I mean, how do you even get that out? I feel like sometimes smells like that, they like bind into all of the soft fabrics in your house. Like your curtains are going to smell like fish.
Yeah. Also cleaning out the bowl of it because it was all caked onto the side because it had all just dried out. It's like some people can cook and some people just should not be let anywhere near any sort of cooking device whatsoever.
That's me. It's fine. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Microwaves. All right, Miss Bonafide, who's your goat? Multiple goats. Lots of goats.
I'm gonna have to go like goated all of my clients. Like, y'all are iconic. Every single woman's just incredible in her own right. But if I'm gonna have to pull my goats, I'm gonna start. We're gonna rock it with Miss Morgan Romano, who was first runner-up to Albany at Miss USA and then became Miss USA after Albany won Miss Universe because she was my girl and she was an incredible Miss USA. And I think it was definitely a little bit chaotic because I want to say when she took over the title, it was in the midst of like a transition period with the USA directors, and it was
Yeah.
so seamless. She was so smooth. She did such an incredible job representing us. We're gonna go with Berkeley Bryant, my Miss Volunteer America baby, because how can you not? Her year of service was
Yeah.
next freaking level. I don't know if we'll ever see that level of dedication from anyone ever again. That girl bled into that organization in a way that is more than admirable. And then I'm also going to give mad props to the America system because I've got babies in all three of the big three. So Maddie Marsh, who I did not work with on her way to Miss America, I had the pleasure of working with her after she was crowned Miss America. So while she was reigning, an incredible Miss America. Obviously, she was serving our country while rocking
Mm.
a
Yeah.
crown and sash, which is just, it's really cool. And I think that, I I would love to hear more about what her experience was like, if she was catching any like, crap from the military for simultaneously being a pageant queen and serving her country. But it's a really cool combination, a cool position to be in. And then my sweet baby test firm, Miss America's Teen, who just brought home the title and brought it back to South Carolina. And she is never home. I feel like she is always on the road. I got to finally catch up with her and do a couple of FaceTime workouts a few weeks ago, and she was back to it and back on the road and taking the title literally everywhere. So those are my four. Those are my four. I have a fifth. Can I throw in a fifth?
Sure.
Okay. Chesley Christ. Not for the standard reasons, because I mean, obviously, remarkable woman, left her mark, not even just on the pageant community, but on the world. But what I really loved, I didn't know her when she was competing, but getting to see a woman bring muscle mass to a stage
Mm.
and bring definition and quads and abs and biceps and triceps and delts, and proud of it. And
Yeah.
especially in a time where even now, because I feel like skinny is getting pushed on a lot of people again, which I really hate because that's just not, we shouldn't be that way. But in a time where it typically where you were used to just seeing tiny, very
Mm.
thin competitors, and she came out with a body that was out of this freaking world. So shout out to Chesley Chris, because she really, I think, was out there breaking the mold and breaking the
Yeah.
standards and really changed a lot of women's goals for competing, because now I'll have women who, when they say their inspo body, they'll sometimes say her, which is incredible for me to hear,
Mm.
because I'm like, that means we're going to eat regardless, obviously, but like that means you're really going to have to focus on fueling your body. You're going to have to train like an athlete, because she was an athlete. So her too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. That was a lot. Sorry,
Got
babe.
all more goats than everyone else. Can I just ask before I go over to Miss Cheekbones, what are there any qualities in common between all 4 or 5 of your picks?
I didn't know Chesley personally, so I can't speak to
Yeah.
her as much. But for my four baddies, they were very, very much themselves. They didn't fake it for anyone. What you see was what you got, and not in the sense of like a shallowness or anything like that, but it's just they weren't one person for you and then a different person for the next human. They were very much themselves, very authentic. And also for Romano, I call Morgan Romano because calling her, we have the name, it's weird, right? Like, so for
Give 'em
Romano
Morgan.
and for Tess and for Berkeley going into nationals, they were just locked in. Like they, not in a nasty way, not in a I'm gonna beat everyone way, but just in a
Yeah.
so hyper focused on themselves and bringing their best and making sure that they were doing everything humanly possible. So by the time they got to that national stage, they knew that they had done all they could do to be prepared. They were locked
Yeah.
in. So yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, I love that. I love someone who's not afraid to be competitive in a healthy way. I think that's a very, very good thing.
I love it.
All right, Miss Peanut Butter and Jelly, Peyton. The timing was just immaculate. Who's your goat? Goat.
Well, starting out, I had 2, but with Morgan talking, now I have 3. If I had never stepped foot into Miss Volunteer America or USA, because I've done that too, I would have just said Savvy Shields, because she was the only national title holder, as someone that didn't grow up watching pageants, didn't grow up knowing much about Miss America other than that it existed, and the things that, movie and television portrayed Miss America as, not necessarily watching the actual competition. Savvy Shields was the only Miss America that I actually saw. And she just created so much visibility, I feel like, for the brand at that time in a positive light. And it reached so many more people than I think everybody realizes. I mean, very sheltered, small town. I again didn't know Miss America existed when I started competing myself. Still, I thought that it had kind of evaporated. So I just feel like she was the best of all time as far as creating outstretched visibility for the Miss America brand, and made me realize that pageants did still exist. And then, of course, I have to say Lauren Salambini. She has been such a fabulous, not only Miss Volunteer America, but role model as somebody that is stepping into the national stage in about 3 months. She has been my go-to. She has given some of the best advice that I've ever heard, especially at the teen volunteer pageant this past week. She truly just is an inspiration and somebody that I feel like anybody can look up to as a national title holder and just as a person. She's wholeheartedly a great human being. And I got to spend some personal time with her too. We actually ran into each other at Sonic one of the nights of Miss Teen Volunteer America. And we laid a blanket that I had in the back of my car out on like the grass at Sonic so we could sit down and eat and talk together. So definitely from a personal level and from a national title holder level, Lauren. But while you were talking, Morgan, I was thinking more and more about Berkeley. And I don't know Berkeley personally very well. We've had a couple of conversations here and there. But she was the reason that I looked at Miss Volunteer America in the first place. Yeah. I had, the Georgia board had reached out to me a couple of times, and she was the reigning title holder at the time. And so I was able to look at her reign and see really what this organization was all about, right? You just kind of go to the source immediately when you're looking at something new like that. And so I looked directly at Berkeley and all of the work that she put in, all of the heart that she poured into that organization, like you said, was immediately evident, and immediately was something that I signed myself up for, like in the following days after stalking her Instagram and watching all of her videos and seeing all of the things that she was doing as Miss Volunteer America. It was something I immediately wanted to be involved in as well. So I would just say those are my goats. And it's because they are fantastic representation for what a title holder should be.
One thing I will say that I love about the volunteer misses with current and past is I feel like for the women who are coming in to compete at the national level, y'all don't feel like they're inaccessible. Like, I love that you guys genuinely, like, you two chilled and had like a cute little The Notebook style date at Sonic. Like, how iconic is that? But I like that my clients have felt comfortable and like they're able to, and even Berkeley, when she was going to compete, like, felt like she was able to message the current national title holder and talk to her and get advice. And that seems to have been something that's been repetitive every single year with this system. And I love that, because I don't think that's as common with every system as it is with this one, is just feeling feeling like there's a level of camaraderie and support and sisterhood, and it's not this unobtainable human.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
feel like I could ever message Miss Universe on my way to Miss Universe and get a response, because she's probably getting 10,000 Instagram DMs. Like, that
Right.
seems like a little far-fetched, but volunteer, it makes it it's very familial, which is nice.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I had the fortune to bump into Berkeley last year in person at MVA, and I had interviewed her previous to that. And at the time, her mother, I think it was breast cancer she was going through, and subsequently, unfortunately, passed away. But Berkeley was being the face on the stage. I don't know how many different dances that she had to perform. I remember there was one that was like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and she was in this pink suit, the whole thing. Every opening she was there. It seemed like every day she did her Elvis, the blue suede shoes. And she was doing all that with this beaming smile on her face whilst her mother was in hospital. And I mean, we talked about this last week with our International Women's Day episode, where I think all of us talked about our moms. And there's something when a woman is sometimes going through something and you don't know because they put on that brave face. That's something that really, really stuck with me. Was that the first time, Peyton, that you met Lauren in person when you were down at MTVA?
No, actually, I got to have a funny interaction with her at Miss Georgia Volunteer. I heard that it was her first time in Georgia ever, and this was prior to finals night there. So I ran to Publix, and I grabbed a bag of peaches. I grabbed a peach Alani. I grabbed some peach candy. I grabbed, I think, a jar of peach preserves that was local to where we were at. And I gave them all to her, not thinking about her flight, not thinking about any of that. I just wanted to kind of give her a warm Georgia welcome, even though I was sure the board had done that as well. But just something from the contestants, because she was emceeing and she was super involved and very encouraging to all of us throughout the week. And she was there after all of our interviews, everything like that. So so bless her. I gave her a bag of peaches and she was like, I ate one of them and I had to give the rest to Derek because I wasn't taking them on the plane.
Awkward time for you to discover she was secretly allergic to peaches the whole time.
Wouldn't that have been horrible? I always
You'd have been mortified.
One of my my brother's wife, she has an aunt, or as you guys say, aunt, or whatever, however you say it, and she is very allergic to peaches, like almost anaphylactic level. And so my nephew at the time, I think he might have been 8 or 9, she made the mistake of telling him this. And so the first thing he did was go and get a bunch of peach candies secretly to feed it to her and to see, because he wanted to see what was going to happen. And when you were saying that you went and bought all this peach stuff, I was just thinking, what happened if she's actually secretly highly allergic to it? So I'm glad that she's not. It's okay, Peyton. You didn't poison your predecessor, or maybe potential predecessor.
No, but I was not thinking about the fact that the peaches were going to go bad, probably in her suitcase on her way back to wherever she was going. But
TSA just looking at her a little funny.
Yeah. You know,
like,
y'all,
like
I mean, it's peanut butter jelly time. This is my life. Welcome to it.
Listen, I make a mean peach cobbler. If you ever bring me a bag of peaches, I would be so happy. I make a mean peach cobbler.
Well,
it's about all I can make.
In all reality, South Carolina grows more peaches than Georgia does. Hot take.
That we do. And we have that giant peach with the butthole. It's like a water tower. Y'all not seen it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure we have a water tower somewhere. I think it's here. I think it's in our state. There's like a water tower that's shaped like a peach, but it looks like it has like a little butthole at the bottom.
Oh.
Do you know, we have a giant fruit over here. Do you want to know what it is?
I'm scared.
Have a guess.
A banana.
Have a guess. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice.
I had a friend over from Florida. She was she came over here from Florida, and I'd never seen the big banana. It just sounds wrong saying it. And of course, she wanted a photo underneath the big, said piece of fruit And she goes back to the States and Adrian, I'm so sad. I lost my photo of the big banana. So just, yeah, I think I might go with peaches.
Go take a picture under it, Adrian. We want to see.
Yep.
I had heard that. I've interviewed a couple of South Carolinians who told me the whole peach thing, that South Carolina not only produces more peaches, but Peyton, apparently South Carolina produces better quality peaches.
Now,
so would you like to weigh in on this?
That's where I put my foot down. Okay,
Shots fired.
I completely agree. There are facts. That's an opinion, and it's a wrong one.
Shots fired.
Nothing is sweeter than Georgia peaches. There are songs about that.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm just saying.
I won't argue.
Now, peanuts, you can't say nothing about our peanuts. We are the peanut capital. This is
our
the
bold peanuts. Listen, I got a thing for bold peanuts.
Me too.
I've seen on TikTok that they do dill pickle flavored bold peanuts. Have you had them?
I have, and actually my uncle makes the most fabulous boiled peanuts. I'll have to bring you some. And he is from South Georgia, where they are producing all of the peanuts. And he puts dill in his too. He makes some Cajun dill.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. My IBS is already screaming, but like, sign me up.
Oh, we were talking about gas station orders at Miss Teen Volunteer America. I got to hear all of the Miss gas station orders, which is very important if you guys don't know. And I feel like it is almost a personality test. And I think I was one of the only ones that said boiled peanuts. So it's on brand.
Adrian, gas station order. Go.
Yeah. No. I was going to say, because I don't understand this, because here we don't order stuff at our gas stations. We call it petrol stations. We get our petrol and go. The biggest thing you do is the guy at the front counter says, "Do you want any donuts?" Or we don't have. So I don't understand because I've heard a couple of people talking about it, like going to gas stations to order food. That's not something you would do here unless you really hated life and wanted food poisoning. So I don't understand.
Food that you can order, like a Quick Trip or a Casey's, you can get like a pizza or a taco or something like that. But what we mean by gas station food order is like what you go in and grab on a long road trip from the gas station.
Oh, I don't like food poisoning, so my answer would be nothing unless it's in a pack.
You don't get chips or candy?
You don't get chips,
no,
candy.
But I don't know. Oh, well, like you mean like pack like crisps?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. We have. Do you have Twisties? I do like Twisties. But the whole thing is you're driving at the same time, and how are you going to be? I drive manual.
You've got 4 arms when it comes to food.
Drive with your knee and eat with your hands.
Yeah.
I drive a manual. You can't, which you guys call stick. I know none of you ever drive manuals over in America, and even here it's pretty uncommon now. But you can't, I can barely have my coffee at the same time. And I think recently it was outlawed here. You're not even allowed to have coffee here or any sort of drink when you're driving. They have these AI-powered cameras now that pick that up. You're not allowed to. They say it's distracting.
So in jail.
America would unite together to rebel against that law. Americans would literally freak out. What do you mean I can't drink my
That's the only time you
Starbies?
can eat and drink is driving.
Yeah, I don't.
Haley,
What?
when is his birthday? We have to get him the helmet that he can put the drinks in with the straw.
I love this idea. I will send it to you off live.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no, we don't. No, we don't need that. Also, I have a random question. Does anyone? I have a very big head, and I want to find a hat that fits. Does anyone have tips? Like, is there a brand of hat that I can get for overly plus size heads?
Gurin Brothers.
Okay, because I want a cap. I want a baseball cap that I can wear. That doesn't look like it's like a tiny novelty hat. There's something about I have a very large head. Say what you will. No, the gas station thing has confused me. I know when I interviewed Berkeley, speaking of Berkeley, she asked me what a cookout was. And I know I got that wrong because I thought that was like eating on the back of a truck. But apparently that's something else. I can't remember what that's called.
That's a tailgate.
Yes, that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything, clearly. I need to throw myself more into Southern culture. If I go back for a sec, because Peyton mentioned Berkeley, both Berkeley and Lauren. Haley, because you former Miss Earth USA, did you have any former Miss Earths or former Miss Earth USAs that you looked up to when you were looking to enter that comp?
Oh, Bea, for sure. I think she's easily one of the most impactful, if not the most impactful, Miss Earth delegates internationally in the past 25 years, easily. And I'm really excited to see her compete at Miss Universe Philippines.
Yeah, can you speak to a bit more as to what her advocacy was? Because I think it was to do with migrants, forced migrant from climate change, wasn't it?
She is working on internationally legislation so that climate change refugees will officially be recognized as refugees and have refugee status so that they can move somewhere else, so they have somewhere to live, because their homes are being engulfed in water and other natural disasters are taking place. So yeah, she's just always busy.
She was also very well spoken, yes, which I think as a Miss Earth contestant you need to be, because you need to be able to talk about your advocacy in a way that makes sense. That's B. I don't know if you call B or Bay, but Mianne Windorski. What? How do you pronounce it?
Her name is Beatrice. We call her B. She's B. Milan Windorski. Her name in Filipino, when they see like BEA, they pronounce it Bea. So people call her Bea when she's working, but B if they know her personally, is kind of how that goes. But you'll hear both.
I just refer to her as BMW because I find that easier to say.
That's fair.
Ka-chow.
No, I should also throw in, because I was just thinking, we've talked a lot about American pageant contestants, and there are other countries. If you were to ask me as an Aussie, I was thinking this, it's not an easy one, because I'm not a pageant historian. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. And I was thinking, like, impactful Australian pageant contestants. I don't know if you guys are young enough or old enough to remember Jen Hawkins back in the day. No? Okay, so she's probably, I think she won Miss Universe. That's how she became famous. But I think it was back in the early 2000s. And she was like quintessential Aussie beach girl, beach blonde.
Was she that super hot blonde?
Yeah.
I knew y'all had one iconic blonde who came out, and I was like,
yeah, she wouldn't look out of stage, on a Victoria's Secret show or something like that. Very, very good looking young woman. And then I think the one who's probably been the most impactful for us recently is probably Maria Thattil, if you guys remember her. Because when she competed, I don't remember any Aussie girl having that sort of homegrown fan support. I think she got top 5 at Miss Universe, but she had a huge impact. And then obviously, there's many countries who will have their own favorites, but I felt like I should put a couple of the Aussie girls in there just in case someone says, oh, you're from Australia. Why don't you mention someone who's from Australia?
Now, in Australia for Universe, because I've seen in some of the European countries, they don't actually compete. It's like an audition process.
Mm.
Do y'all have a competition, or do y'all do like an audition process?
It's complicated, like that relationship status they have on Facebook. So my understanding, and I've been told this by people who've competed, is that they're actually instructed to not refer to it as a pageant. Apparently they're told that it's a party, not a pageant. And I have strong feelings about that. But they have turned out some fairly strong contestants recently. So if it works, but we don't, this is one of the things in Australia, because we're so much smaller than what you guys have over there. And then even in America, I had an Indian woman, our first Indian contestant, join our mock interview a couple of weeks ago. And in her local, she's competing against hundreds of other women just in a local. Mm-hmm. And so, there's like where you guys are at in America, then there's Australia and the other like UK down here in terms of size. But then like India, or I don't even want to think about the Philippines, how many people compete there. But it's just next levels of, there's a lot of women competing. No, but pageants have very different flavors depending on which country you're talking about. And it's quite interesting to see how they're different. All right, so those are our goats. Anyone else have any honorable mentions? Let's throw it around the room and then we'll wrap up. Hayley, do you have any honorable mentions?
Oh, come back to me. There's so many. Yeah.
Morgan already had a lot. Do you have any honorable mentions, Morgan?
Tom Brodeur. He's reestablishing USA beautifully. We adore him, and you can tell how much he loves and prides himself on making
Yeah.
sure these women have the best time in the world and that they have the best experience. I would say he's bringing Miss USA back to its former glory, but honestly, I think he's taking Miss USA to a place it's never been before. So I don't think we even have anything comparative to put next to it. So I'd say Papa Tom. That's my guy.
I think he's bringing the glam back to it and bringing some of the status back and getting rid of some of the bad gossip and the bad vibes. But I agree. I think he's also taking it in a place where it needed to go, but I don't think anyone other than him really could have done it, because I don't think anyone really had the foresight. And I say this as someone who interviewed him, and he comes from a tech background, and I think it's exactly what USA needed, was to be modernized, but not forget where it came from. And so I'm really excited to see what happens with that. Peyton, you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, actually, we were just talking about USA, and I think she was first. She was first runner-up to Miss Universe, who was Australia, I think, Shandy Finnessy. I got to meet her a couple of months ago at the Miss Missouri volunteer pageant, and she was a hoot and a half just to listen to her talk and MC, but she also didn't look real. Like
that pretty.
Like, yeah. So I was just kind of flabbergasted, but she was very real, very down to earth. And it sounds like we have very similar living situations. It seems like she's got a lot of animals going on her farm. And she's got a couple of boys too. So I feel like, I don't know, she was just very real and hilarious and also unrealistically beautiful. So that was just what popped into my head.
Love it. Miss Poe, any honorable mentions?
Yes. My honorable mention is going to Elle Smith, because her first pageant ever was Miss Kentucky USA, and then she won Miss USA. And she was a reporter before she did that, so I think that's pretty cool. I think she was a broadcast journalism before she competed for Miss USA. So there are definitely some careers that kind of lend that way, and she's just one of those people who came into pageantry ready to go, and I think that's cool.
It's always refreshing when you get someone who comes into pageantry and hasn't been like born and bred toddlers and tiara style competitors. Like, I feel like there's a roughness to them that just is a breath of fresh air for the judges. Like, they're not getting the same rehearsed, everyone's told to give the same answer in interview, everyone's doing the same pattern walk. Like, you just see a real girl who's bringing something. And I do think that's kind of something we're starting to see a little bit more of now in pageantry, which is so welcomed from me, is more of the newer, rougher around the edges kind of humans. Makes it feel more relatable.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Can someone tell me, I think this is Kate, who was a former Miss North Carolina volunteer. She said, don't sleep on a QT soft pretzel.
Oh, yeah. With some
QT's a gas station.
Quick Trip.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And a
Quick
soft
Trip.
pretzel? Like a big one?
Like a big pretzel.
A big one.
See,
never had one of those.
I have an unfair advantage because I grew up in a small town where there wasn't even a red light. We literally had a stop sign, and my grandma, she's my mom too. She managed the gas station in the town, and that was all that was there to eat. And there was a kitchen in the back. So I grew up on gas station fried chicken and tater wedges, and like pickled pig's feet in the jar. So like, gas station food to me is like honestly fine dining. Like, top tier. I think it's unreal. Gas station boiled peanuts, the ones that are cold in the Ziploc bag in the cooler in the back. Get out of here. Adrian, you just need to fly in. You need to just like buckle down, road trip for like a month and just live.
It does.
Not luxury America.
Plan.
You need like Red Roof Inn, Super 8 Motel.
Yeah.
QT soft pretzel. I mean, the little hot dog sausage rolly things, the roller hot dog rollers that are so
Yeah.
scary, and like you don't know how many homeless people touched them with their bare hands, but like I don't think that bacteria counts. Like I think it just makes you stronger.
God.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
like drinking out of the hose outside in the back.
Yeah.
All those minerals. That's what I needed.
So
as a
many
child.
minerals. It just builds up your
Yeah.
immune system.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need our daily intake of lead. It's that does wonders for your immune system. I'd say it's so weird. I will say I've never had boiled peanuts either, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I don't understand because to me peanuts are in a pack and they're crunchy and salted, but boiled peanuts I don't even know if I can get those
Those are
here to be
loose
honest.
peanuts that you're eating, though. They're not in shells.
No.
Boiled peanuts are in the shell. You have to
And
open
then
them.
you crack them and you bite it out and then you spit it out. You drink the juice out the center and spit it out to the side. Maybe it's just a southern thing. Haley, do y'all do boiled peanuts up there?
Not really. No.
First of all, Peyton, you just have to say it because I say boiled. Boiled. Do you
Did
do
I say boiled or did I say boiled? There's no
You
telling
say-
it.
You
Depends
said
on
it.
if I
You
talk
said
to
it
grandma.
classy. No, you said it classy. You
Boiled.
did good.
Boiled.
Boiled.
Boiled. There you go. Boiled.
I need to go to
Aluminium.
CSE.
Boiled. Aluminium.
Bold.
Aluminum.
Bold and wrapped in aluminum
Aluminium.
foil.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yeah, exactly. Gianna was making fun of my accent last week. She said rubbish. I was like, that's not what I sound like. She sounded British. Anyway, let's go around the room and wrap us up. So, Haley, what do you got coming up? You're on spring break. Any exciting plans for this week?
More stuff I can't tell you about. My cat has a vet appointment tomorrow, so I'm going to take him to go get his shots. He's not thrilled about it. Well, he doesn't know, but he's not going to be thrilled about it.
He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. And then this week, I'm helping my stepbrother apply to a bachelor's degree program in zoology. So he's going to be doing that.
Good luck with that. Is Cobalt okay? Or it's just like regular shots?
Oh, he's fine. It's regular shots. He was sitting on my desk, and then I think he heard a breeze, and then he ran away. So that all just happened. We were just
Valid.
Yeah. Cat
Valid.
behavior.
Okay. Yeah. I love cats who randomly spook themselves.
Yeah.
Morgan, what do you got coming up this week?
We're still in the midst of moving, so we're doing that, and I'm working, and I just had a Iconic Queen win last night, so we're gonna start gearing her up for she just won Mrs. South Carolina America, and I want to say it's like the For America Strong system or like America Strong
I might
system.
have seen
So
that. Yeah.
we're gonna, talk, I guess, like war moves, battle moves to get her ready to go to Vegas. They compete in Vegas. So gearing her up. I've got a handful of girly pops competing this weekend at a smaller pageant called A Crown Above, which is held in Cherokee, North Carolina. They win. If you win, you get a dope check. And it's like you don't have to sign any non-competes. So like you can win, get a crown, get some cash, and dip and go do like USA or whatever. So I've got a handful of girls competing in that, and we are officially counting down. So mama's working. If y'all need a trainer who's going to let you eat potatoes, you just give me a shout. I'm a carby girl in a
Remind
carby
people
world.
about the giveaway.
Yeah, giveaway, guys. The only person who's going to win is going to be someone who's an active client. So what better time to come work with me than the chance to potentially only have to pay for a month and then get 6 months for free. So anyways, if you are a client of mine, make sure that you are entering, even if you are a sponsored client, like someone who is currently a USA state title holder. You're giving up your title soon, so at least this is a way that you can keep rocking with me and not having to pay me for a little while. Yeah. Celebrate the awesome women who celebrate me and love me.
A great
You have to be
giveaway.
a
I would
client.
also like you to be paid as yes, you have to be a client.
You
Just
have
keep
to
saying
be a
that.
client.
All right.
Everyone keeps entering, and I'm like, you're not a client, but like, thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. But like, no chance.
No,
Gotta be client.
giveaways in pageant land can be a bit crazy, and it's just I don't know if I'll ever do another one. What about peanut butter and jelly? What have you got coming up?
I was just looking at my calendar. I have another week of work excited about that, though. St. Patrick's Day is on Tuesday. I'm going to pinch each of you if you're not wearing green. Coming for you. I'm going to find you. As a redhead, I'm going to find you and I'm going to pinch you. I have a couple of fun things in the works, MVA related. I have a speed painting session on Friday, and we're using wet paint. And I would love to talk to you guys about the process of practicing for a talent like speed painting, because it's so different than instruments, than singing, than dancing. The actual practice work is very different. I would love to explain that to everybody at some point. But I have a wet speed painting session on Friday, which is very exciting because that means we are in the end stages of nailing everything down. On Saturday, I have another give back event with Kendra Scott. It is going to be at the Kendra Scott in Avalon, Georgia. It's 2 to 4 p.m. So if you guys are Georgia natives and you're listening and you can hear me, please come out and buy some pretty jewelry and support the babies at St. Jude, because 20% of the proceeds goes directly to St. Jude. And then I have a fun modeling event at Dressing Greens on Sunday. So jam-packed weekend, full week, all gas, no brakes, ka-chow.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes, but hopefully a steering wheel somewhere. Sounds like you got a full week planned, and you're working, busy girl, and working a new full-time job. So you're doing all that on top. For myself, I will say I just did an interview with someone over here in Australia in person. I don't do those very often. She interviewed me, which was a bit different. Wasn't long before she regretted her life choices. And that will be coming out probably sometime within the week. Her name's Kat Shepherd. She's over in Perth, which is on the other side of the continent to me. So that'll be coming out soon. And I have a whole bunch of coaching sessions coming up. And I think it's like what Morgan said about war planning. It feels very apt, especially at the moment. Like you're planning a lot and trying to out-strategize your not opponents, is that your competition?
Yeah.
If I can put it that way. And a lot is the strategy, not just running around like a headless chicken, because that doesn't get you anywhere. But that's what's coming up for me this week. So thank you for watching our Pageant Goat episode. Before we go, Morgan, one last chance. Goat noise.
No. I'm leaving with my dignity intact.
She has learned restraint. It's the first time for everything.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
All right. Thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll speak to you next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a competitive pageant girl and you're after some high-performance pageant coaching, make sure to come and check us out at thepageantproject.com, where you can start your journey for free. In the meantime, follow us on all our socials at The Pageant Project. Speak to you next time.